I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. Gosh, this hair. Major. And I mean major. Bedhead. Major bedhead. Yeah, I'm filming this in the morning, so yeah, I probably look like hell. Or I probably look well listed. So, let's talk about the world of unreleased films. And at times, but at the same time, we're going to be more specific, looking at films from the 1970s. Um, and by that I mean say, hey, these were films that had gone through production, and then at one point, suddenly things had gone through a bit of a change, and suddenly they were either say lost, or they were just shoved into a vault, and then never to return. It's not like, say, suddenly they were put in the Disney vault in.
Hurry, time is running out. On January 31st, Disney stopped selling these classic videos. Don't miss your last chance to own all the Adventure of Hercules.
Let's go, Pegasus! This kid is a genuine article.
And all the thrills of the Black Cauldron.
Suddenly, say, hey, we're never bringing them back out again. Yeah, that was the thing. Disney had a vault where they say, hey, we're going to put this back in the vault, and it won't be back out until 40 years. I mean, that was a thing back in the 90s. Say, hey, we got this out the vault, and it's not going to be out of the vault for quite a while. So let's look at some of these. What at 5 of these ones. We had Jodorowsky's Dune. This one, say, it was originally in development from 1974 to 1976. So Aljo Jodorowsky spent years developing an epic animation adaptation of Frank Herbert's novel. And if you're wondering, say, well, who was originally going to be in this? Well, you originally had a cast include Salvador Dali, Orson Welles, and Mick Jagger, with art by H.R. Geiger. And if you're thinking that sounds familiar, he was the one who was the creator, or the artistical creator when it comes to the original xenomorphs for Ridley Scott's Alien. But the project collapsed when no Hollywood studio would provide the final $5 million for its massive budget. So yeah, even though we had David Lynch's adaptations of Dune. And we also are having another adaptation of Dune coming in the summer. Yeah, we could have had another one back in the 70s, but that didn't happen. So you also had Stanley Kubrick's Napoleon. So this one was in a bit of a humongous development. So it originally had began in 1968, but it counts, but a little bit doesn't, because it originally went until 1970. So Stanley Kubrick planned this as the ultimate historical, a history piece. Intending to use tens of thousands of real soldiers as extra. That's pretty big, yeah. Despite extensive research and pre-production, MGM canceled it in 1970 due to rising costs and the commercial failure of another Napoleon film, Waterloo.
Alexis, the people
here's one that you have probably have like know about, like you, or perhaps you don't. The Day the Clown Cried from 1972. So Jerry Lee Lewis wrote, directed, and starred in this drama about a clown in a Nazi concentration camp. How what happened to this? Well, it was completed. Jerry, but when it happened was, Jerry was so dissatisfied with the film, and he was also caught in a legal battle over rights that he vowed it would never be seen. I mean, I guess like say, hey, sometimes like the idea of like say, hey, the creators like say, hey, like I had so much faith in this, and now like say looking at it is like saying, yeah, I guess like say something once you're gonna put it out into the discourse, it's like say, well, I don't think this is gonna be good. So here's some other films that were all, but these these were finished, but face limited or non-existent release due to shocking or legal nature as well. In 1971, you had The Devils. While released, Ken Russell's film was so heavily censored and suppressed by Warner Brothers for its sacrilegious content that the original uncut version remained locked away for decades. And here's just one I just wanted like give an example of two. I mean, this is probably too many, but I just wanted like I'm having a little bit of fun. So you also have Ronnie Rocket from 1977. So David Lynch began working on this surreal project right after Eraserhead. It remained development hell ever since, with Lynch revisiting after almost every film he makes. Huh. Hmm. Well, this has been a lot of fun. See ya.